So, Sarah, I had the pleasure to watch the whole series and I was like binging. I loved it so much. And especially, let's get superficial first. I loved the dress, the outfit so much. How did it feel to wear this immensely elegant outfits?
Well, you know how sometimes you put something on and once you do, you feel the most like yourself or you feel like the way you want to feel it. It's such a wonderful feeling with this costume designer Lou, who I've worked with on many Ryan things. I think she's so wonderful. It was that beautiful thing where the minute I put on the costume, I sort of knew what to do with the character. It was just very magical. I put on that yellow suit that we had made that was a copy of a Dior suit, with this beautiful fabric that was so textured and the color was so saturated. And it was just impossible to not feel totally immersed in the world the minute I put on the clothes and the shoes and the gloves and the hat. And hair and makeup department were so wonderful because we did things like we didn't use we used period appropriate bobby pins, and we used hat pins only. We never tried to secretly secure something in some modern way, and so I was able to take it off, and it was a really exciting thing for all of us on that level too. It was really thrilling.
Did you get to keep that? The clothes? No.
I didn't. I think I could, but since we will be doing a second season, it's possible I will get to be wearing some of them again. Although by the time next season comes, I think we're moving into the 50s, which is an entirely different look clothing wise.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mildred is this master manipulator. And I know maybe I'm not supposed to love her, but I really loved her. I
Good.
really got on a ride with her. I could feel her and I understood her motivation
Mhm.
during the episodes. So the way she manipulates people is amazing. Was that hard for you personally to understand? Are you good in that also?
Well, I think all acting is some form of manipulation. You are trying to encourage the audience to, go with you on the journey. So there is some, seduction involved in that. And I don't mean in a sexual way. I just mean that thing of inviting a person into your world. And so it wasn't that hard for me. And I don't mean, it wasn't challenging. It's as you said, I understood her motivation. I mean, and without giving away too much of the plot, Mildred is really motivated by trying to be reunited with the most important person in her life. And there ends up being obviously complicated things that happen once that reunion has happened. But, she has to do some dangerous and morally reprehensible things to do something that matters to her more than anything in the world. And she's willing to do that. And I could understand that feeling of wanting or needing something so much that you were willing to do something potentially dangerous. And I think everyone can relate to that to a degree, and maybe not
Absolutely.
as extreme as she takes it, but we all know that we've done things that, unless the circumstances weren't extreme, we wouldn't have done it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have this amazing cast of female actresses. I mean, I was like, what like so nice to look at you and see you all together. And it goes like when you play with each other, it's like a good tennis match. You look at it and you feel joy.
Yes, I felt that way I mean, I remember when Ryan called me and said, "So I think Judy Davis is going to play Nurse Bucket." And I was like, "What? Are you sure?" And he said, "Yes, she's reading it all." And I was like, "Don't call me until I don't want to know because I'm going to get my heart broken." And then she said yes. And then Ryan called me after he had a meeting with Sharon, and Sharon wanted to do it. And then Amanda Plummer and Cynthia Nixon. And it just was just one extraordinary actress after another. And what a thing to be on a set with all of these women where, the bulk of the story takes place between all of us. And it was a really thrilling thing. And I think something we all felt very excited by. There was no way not to feel that way.
Absolutely. How did Judy react because somebody had a tattoo I just read? Judy fucking Davis,
That was
how
me.
did that
That,
was
that was me. That was me. I'm obsessed with Judy Davis, and I always have been. And I remember being a young actress in New York and going to the movie theater and seeing her in movies and thinking that she was so extraordinary. So the idea that I was going to be able to look her in the eye and do a scene with her was just so mind-boggling and unbelievable. And I was joking with her, saying how many people on the internet loved her, and she was like, "What are you talking about?" And I took out my phone, and there was a whole website with this Judy Davis memorabilia that you could get, like cell phone cases and t-shirts and sweatshirts. And so I ordered it for her last day of work, and the crew put it on. And when we came in for her last scene to say goodbye to her, everyone was wearing Judy Davis t-shirts and sweatshirts. And then I had it on my phone case forever. And it's still, this is the phone case, but it's worn off now. It doesn't say Judy Davis, but it used to. Because and she was so, of course, humiliated and mortified that everybody was standing there and saying Judy Davis. I was like, I didn't have these made. You can buy these on the internet. That's how much everybody loves you. So it was news to her, and it was a really delicious time. It really was.
Sarah, thank you so much. I hope I can talk to you again, season 2. I'm waiting for it. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye, Sarah.
Stay healthy.